you know what's better than getting a break-even trade? It is getting a loss that you trailed, followed your plan, and ended up saving you. Why? Because when you take these type of trades and you see them fail, you see, okay, now I'm doing something different. Now I'm doing something different from the rest, and I'm actually getting an edge. As you can see, this would have wiped my freaking position, and I would have been down 0.5% essentially. But I saved myself losing 0.5% and actually lost like 0.001%, which is like $4. So yeah, this is trade recap number 44, Wednesday, May. And the reason for this trade was 9:30 a.m. open. We manipulated lower, and before it we had a bit of chop, as you can see, and then a straight moved down and then swept liquidity and then moved up immediately, inversing this fair value gap. And if I can just remove this, in this position, this is like A plus, like it's not really A plus like mechanically, but this does usually tend to go higher because violated I was even like hesitating on taking a trade because we formed a chain set to delivery, but this coming back up and immediately inversing this proved the reason why I was bullish. And not that I'm fully bullish, but mainly because I've been mostly bullish the last few days, mainly because especially since we're already so low down. And yeah, we could go lower, but not until we come higher. But since it looks like we're leaving these highs, then that's maybe a sign that we just form liquidity and then hit a point of interest and end up going higher later. That's what I'm worried about, because we stalled here. Even though we're in a fair value gap, we still stalled, meaning this is being respected, so this is not gonna get touched. It's not gonna be touched soon, but eventually. So when it's gonna be touched is up to liquidity and where market wants to go. But for now, I think we'll maybe if we inverse this, we could go higher. But then again, as you can see, we're leaving this, we're leaving this high, this high, this high. It's all being left, so there's a reason. So yeah, maybe if we do get this could be good, because and yeah, this is the trade. Immediately entered. I wasn't worried about anything going wrong, and then we went down, and then I saw we formed SMT with ES here, and my stop loss is here. So I was getting sketchy because I might get out now and then save myself like $5 to $10 and then re-enters. And then I was like, okay, there's no reason for me to say that because I accepted the risk when I put my stop loss here. So there's no reason for me to say, okay, now I'm going to be a dumbass and remove my position when I already accepted the risk. And it looks like we'll get that trade. I'm not sure. Let's see if we do. If we do, I'll take it just for journaling purposes. Mainly just for journaling purposes, honestly. I don't really rate this trade, especially with the momentum and the reason why we're chopping from C. So yeah, we didn't really get it there, but okay. But yeah, you get the point. Yeah, we failed to take this low, and then I was like, okay, yeah, maybe this is actually protected, and I'm safe because this is an SMT. So yeah, we moved higher, formed chase set to deliver. I moved my stop loss here, came hit my trail stop loss. I moved it here. Why? Because it follows my rule. Once we get a fair value gap and a big one, or it doesn't really depend, big or small, but usually just a good size, and then we form, and then we tap into it, and then the next like 1-2 candles don't go near it, meaning this just gives me more confirmation this is not gonna get touched if we're bullish, if we're gonna go higher. So I put my stop loss here, and then as you can see, I got taken out of that trade, and then ended up coming a bit higher just for us to go down and whack my initial stop loss. So I am happy that, you know, I did follow my plan and not get greedy, because being greedy would be like, okay, what's telling here, let me move my stop loss down so that I give it room to, you know, expand. And then when it's expanding, as you can see, 2 candles is enough to, you know, make you just watch and see your can go. So yeah, and I know from experience. So yeah, it looks like we might get this. Let's see. I mean, yeah, the momentum is kind of there. Let's see, maybe if we can get a chain instead to deliver, this would be better. So let's see if we can close above there as well. Okay, we didn't really close. I'll take it though. Then trying to move my stop loss right now. So I'll keep my stop loss here for the meantime, and I'll just show you. I'll keep my stop loss here for the meantime. And then let me give you guys the play. If we can close above this fair value gap, yeah, as you can see, I'll move my stops above. Let's just see if we can get a close. That's the main objective, like we need a close above this fair value gap, because this is what's been holding us. And we did get a close. So now another price gonna go high. If it does, I can start trailing my stop loss and just give you guys the memo. So I'll trail my stop loss. Okay, we're gonna go higher. So yeah, this was my TP1. Let's see if we can get it. I'll stick on for another like 2 minutes or so. Let's see where this trade goes together. We're inside of 5 minutes. Also inside, yeah, we're inside 2 5 minutes. One that was rejected and one that's being tapped into right now. We almost inverted the 15-minute, but we will in 2 minutes if we keep pushing higher. And as you can see, TP1 is a high inside of fair value gap, and yeah, there is SMTs with ES. ES already took that high, so this could be bad. This could be bad because we do have SMTs with ES. ES already took this high, and seeing that we're a lot lower, you know, I'll just keep it. I'll give it a bit of room to expand. Yeah, I don't want to really care about SMTs right now because I'm still expecting higher price, like I said. So I did move my stop loss again just to ensure that I don't lose out on so much. So here, that's my stop loss now. What I would want to see is this to get, I don't want price to retrace all the way back here. There's no reason for us to. We can just retrace off this one and go higher. You know, it's just better, like better look for price action altogether. And yeah, this is like kind of like void. It's not really fair value gaps, mainly because it's just fast move down. There's not really like any display. There's so much displacement. There's not really like any structure here. So this is usually like a void, one big fair value gap, just one void, you know. It usually gets filled. So okay, looks like we are gonna close above everything in the next 25 seconds and probably hit TP1. And then if we do, let me show you guys what I'll do. If we do, I'll move stops here. then continue trailing. Yeah, and I did enter from here. I did enter like here. Where did I enter? Yeah, like here. I entered like here. Okay, 10 a.m. Let's see what 10 a.m. does. Hopefully this is not hopefully we just didn't tap into no, but there's not really any reason for us because we already invest. So we invest a bigger time frame PDRA. We invest 5 minutes as well. Oh, yeah, we didn't invest this 5 minutes. But yeah, it's sometimes you just have to like. You don't have to. After you've done all your analysis, you just laid all your cards down on the deck. Sometimes you just watch and see what happens because you can't predict what happens, and predicting will only make you more stressful and have more anxiety. So we just tapped into this fair value gap now. We swept this low inside of fair value gap. So initially my thinking is we need to come back higher immediately. We shouldn't stall, and if we do stall, maybe that's another reason why I should get out of my position, mainly because usually what happens is when we start stalling up here, we usually go down, and it's such really good looks for price, especially since you've entered a support region, which is this fair value gap. So I don't want to see any stalling around this area, especially since we've already tapped into another fair value gap, which is here. So I want this to be respected and this to be disrespected, and I don't want the SMT to hold, so I want this to get taken. And if the SMT doesn't hold, that means we could potentially go for this highs as well. So yeah, I have reduced a lot of risk off the table, so right now it's just wait and see what happens. Hopefully we can get a chain to delivery here, move my stop loss here, because yeah, I had something again. My TP doesn't have to get hit for me to trail my stop loss to this low. I just have to see a confirmation, and my confirmation right now is, since we did move lower and we did form these 2 down close candles, I'm looking for close above these down close candles. So as you can see, this is a wick, so this is not considered a change state to delivery, and it's also not it's not an up close candle. So I'm looking for a white candle in my case, but in your case you're probably looking for a green candle. So right now, if we can get this green candle above here, then this would be a change state to delivery, meaning we'd go higher chance to go higher. It's not 100% going higher, but higher chance than going lower. And if you know odds, then there's always a possibility we might go lower, even if the odds are 90 to 10. So it's just a good rule of thumb to always follow your rules. And as you can see, we're kind of chopping here. So this is what I didn't want to happen, especially since if we're rejecting this demand, this will probably be a demand now. So I just want to see like a white candle like up here, and then my stop loss here, and this would reduce my risk a lot, and then I'd essentially be trading free, just like the other trade I took. But still, even this one it's not even 0.25%, so I'm not even like stressing on and we do have news in a couple, like 10 15 like 30 minutes, 45 minutes. It happens like in 10:45 New York time. So yeah, hopefully this stall is just for a couple candles, but not really a couple candles, because a couple candles doesn't mean we'd go lower and then go higher. I still want us to go higher, honestly. There's no reason for us to stall. If we do go lower, there is a big possibility we might just rip through, and this should just be a bad day to trade because of price action is just wobbly. Yesterday was really good, and it was before FOMC, which is today. So I don't really expect today to offer something really crazy, especially since FOMC is in a couple hours, which is in the afternoon. So yeah. If you get really scared when you look at your trades and you're like, oh my days, Mark said move your stop loss to a low inside of a value gap which has already been tapped into and it's above price, like it's above that region. Move your stop loss there to ensure that you don't remove risk. That doesn't necessarily mean right now, but you can, just to be on the safe side, if going for those more safer trades. I won't really say safe, because essentially what you're doing here is you're just wrecking yourself, because you're not giving price room to expand. And I know I said that I could have given price to expand here, and the reason I didn't, and the reason this failed, was because this was already tapped into. So this was tapped into, and we did form a chain reset delivery. So now I'm like, okay, I'll move my stop loss here. So and you can see the pattern. There's a chain set to delivery, and then there's a low like right below it, which is like here. As you can see, here's a chain set to delivery, and then there's a low. So I could have moved my stop loss here, and I would have already been taken out, or I could have waited for price and then form the chain set to delivery and then move my stop loss here. And it looks like I'm gonna get taken out. I was talking too much. I didn't see price expand. I mean, manipulating to this fair value gap, taking out this low inside this fair value gap. So now you can move your stop loss here. Like now you can say, okay, now move my stop loss here, which is what I'm gonna do right now. After this candle closes, let's see how it closes. If it closes in like that, if it closes like that, I'll move my stop loss. If it doesn't, yeah. And kind of looks like LLR here, kind of, so yeah, really nice. That's why you should know, like, what usually happens is after a drop there's a manipulation and then there's a distribution. But usually what I do is, after I've taken out like 90% of my profits, I don't really care about this. I don't really care about the manipulation. I'd rather get taken out, and then I'd rather get taken out than wait for price to dance around. It's already close to lunchtime. I'm waiting, looking at the charts for 3 hours just for price to end up hitting my stop loss. So yeah, looks like it did work. We swept, came higher, form chase. Looks like we're gonna form chain set it to delivery. Let's see if we can take out this high. This is like the main targets of the day, and so it's not really main target of the day, but main area I want price to go. So yeah, I don't expect price to go lower. I mean yeah, there's a possibility price could go lower because we already have SMTs here, but yeah, I don't want price. You just, sometimes you can be wrong and you can be right, but end up no one's really right or wrong. You're just following your instincts, your analysis. I can say, oh, I've been bearish the whole day. I have been bearish the whole day, but the market looks a bit bullish. But I'd like price to go lower because it favors obviously, first of all, it favors you being a trader, so profits favors your profits. Second of all, it also favors your bias and your analysis and everything. So if overall market is bullish and you're saying you're bearish and everyone says that they're bullish, and then price does go bearish following all your plans and everything, and you do take that trade and you do win, that's good on you because you followed your plan and you reaped from it. So yeah, you saw what you reap. You reap what you sow. Yeah, it's you reap what you sow. Not you sow what you reap. It's you sow what you reap what you sow. Not you sow what you reap. I think I said that like 3 times. But yeah, this is, and I mean, it's not really good price action to say the least, but it is following all the necessary rules. Sweep of liquidity, inverse fair value gap going higher. It's just a bit, there's it's not that much volume to say the least, But yeah, it looks like we're entering this territory, and in 30 seconds, if we do inverse this, yeah, there's no chance we're gonna go lower. So I am gonna move my stop loss to break even. So let's just see. And after we inverse this, all we don't, after this 20 seconds, I'll end my recording and then post it on YouTube and then update tomorrow. And then yeah, I did take out, I think, oh yeah, I forgot to update. Okay, yeah, I got stopped out in profit yesterday. As you can see, I know I posted this, I entered here, boom, 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 price came higher, ended up coming lower, and then I think it went higher, but I didn't really care because I was up profits of obviously, end up leaving with like 1.1% banger. You know, it's always good to up your account 1% per day. Not many people can do that, but it's really nice. You know, some people say, oh, you know, I've done it, like I risk 2% per day, and that's really crazy. But it's not really crazy at the same time if you're dealing with a live account. But if you're dealing with a funded account, if you're dealing with a funded account, I think that the most you should put in a trade is 0.5%, and that's just me. So yeah, and that's from like experience. So yeah, okay, my thing went black. I think okay, it's back. Okay, yeah, this was the trade for yesterday. This is the trade for today. I said it was someone's liquidity, and I ended up not being someone's liquidity because we did come and take out this loss. So yeah, I'm really happy for that. And yeah, it looks like we did inverse. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it here. Let me first put my stop loss to break even, like I said. And yeah, if we do go lower now, I'm just gonna get off the charts because this is a banger, to be honest. And I did take this on recording, so I'm not gonna. It's like no one's gonna watch this, but you know, it's just proof that you know I'm crazy like that. But yeah, if we do come for this high, I think there's a possibility we'd go lower. I mean, go higher, because you know SMTs and all. Big SMT as well. There's an SMT inside of a value gap. Price is supposed to go lower. So if we do come for this, we could go higher, which is ideal for me because we do have a lot of chop here. And yeah, as you can see, this looks like a accumulation. We manipulated lower. Yeah, manipulated lower. Then this could be our distribution phase. But yeah, we still haven't come around, so this is still not this is still incomplete. So this is only gonna be, you know, a PO3 once we come up here. But for now, this does look like, you know, accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. I'll just name this as accumulation, and this is manipulation. Looks to me to be a market maker buy model in the make. Expecting higher price. And yeah, essentially market maker buy models are just PO3s made up, like lots of PO3s. As you can see, this is a maker model, maker what? This is sell model. Why we accumulated, manipulated. It's actually a nice manipulation, but we did manipulate higher, and then we did, you know, distribute. And this is the basically like part in the distribution phase is another accumulation leg. I mean accumulation phase, manipulation, now coming higher, and then lower. Yeah. This is a bit this recap is a bit hefty then again. So we did get chance to delivery, we did tap into it, and we did reject off it, and my stop loss is break even, which is, I don't get how I entered so late. Why do I always enter so late? Stop loss is like here, so somewhere like here. So yeah, I'll update tomorrow, like I said. Yeah, I wanted to like, I usually like finish trading and then I post it, but I decided to post while I'm trading to make it more realistic, and you know if something does happen during the recording and I'm inside a trade, it's more educational and more viable to people who don't know what the hell is going on at the end. Looking at people who just look at trades and look at how trades are already taking place and be like, oh yeah, I could have taken this as well. Like, yeah, if I was in the market, I would have taken this. But you would say the same if you're taking the same trade as me, like right now. You'd be like, okay, let me take a step back, because you're not sure if what you're just gonna fail. But if you're seeing a winning trade, like if I do post this right now, you'd be like, oh yeah, I could have taken this trade and I'd have bagged. But you would say the same if the price was here right now, you know. So yeah, and recording right now. Post my results tomorrow, and yeah, I'll say rest of the day. Peace.